my new Trump Voice GPS system. Happy Columbus Day. Turn left for Mohegan Sun, Elizabeth Warren's Home Away from Home. Kids U, random kid, says to do it all, Dad. You can't get me. You can't get me. Do it all, Dad replies, who sounds like Bugs Bunny? And Hillary Hammertime Cankles had a baby. More ungrateful than Chelsea with concealer on at MSNBC. Kathy Griffin, trans Chucky, killed fashion police with her half-ass thinks she could wing the job without writing actual jokes. Prior, she pushed for Joan Rivers' job on Fashion Police as Joan was in a coma from her alleged surgery complications. Joan lives! It's me at the Kids U again. Big hit at the Kids U. Big believers in your Do It All Dad Year host, Michael Kornbluth, making it big in a major comedic star capacity sometime in my lifetime. Worker. I don't know where you come up with this stuff. Do It All Dad says, similar to Neil Young, imagination is my best friend. Neil Young actually left his wife of 30 years for Daryl Hannah. Now Neil Young is going through a late in life, never banged a mermaid crisis. Worker, the Kids U. I showed her a picture of the letter Trump had sent me. And she said, you should frame the letter you got from President Trump. And I said, my mother-in-law just wants Trump framed for being a straight shooter with purpose and for stripping the view of any vestige of saintly sanity left. I'm at the Italian deli getting some eggplant parm for my kids. Deli worker says, after I do my Elizabeth Warren joke, and I don't know if he got it or not. I don't know what the issue was. I don't know if he's a homo liquor breast supporter. I have no idea. But so I do the joke, and no one's in there. I think he got aggravated that I was imposing my Rising Mojo will in there, and he's still making prosciutto sandwiches for a living. So I say to the deli worker the Elizabeth Warren joke, and then he says, "Do you have a job?" And I said, selling my books. The other worker says, do you want to work here on the weekends? And I said, sure. If I was 17 and still ate pork, you dumb mook. 69% of college students today support abolishing Columbus Day. Do these students know 420 is actually Hitler's birthday? Now, hits from the bong never felt so wrong. Regardless of the music playing, in the background is Bob Marley's earlier doo-wop inspired work on his label Tough Gong. It's my impersonation of Ziggy Marley being interviewed by High Times Magazine for their annual 420 issue. Ziggy, your father Bob had 13 kids. I thought excessive ganja use drains your ball sack dry. And Ziggy Marley replies, fake news, man. Can I get a holla for an old school A plus gem that never loses its initial oomph? Holla! What crime is Trump guilty of again? Besides murdering any remaining integrity the Obama administration has once the new and improved IG report comes out, illustrating how Obama was the real dictator, empowering, spy game lover, really into a Michael lady. Trump uses office to pressure the Ukraine. Since when is it a crime to ask why a vice president's son got 50 grand a month for getting kicked out of the Navy for propositioning the ghost of Allen Ginsberg to blow him for some much needed after hours blow during Fleet Week? Can I get a holla for a mouthful of hilarity, not losing its forward thrust whatsoever? Holla! Resistors don't care about the rule of law. All they care about is getting Trump out of office so they can return to their smug, superior selves pre-fake news gone wild, because East Coast elitism and baby boomer arrogance never dies, Jack. Can I get a holla for preaching the truth long time? Holla! Yeah, Trump's some coward, Popovich, for taking on Hollywood, the media, big tech, CIA, FBI, Iran, China, ISIS, the Hillary crime machine syndicate, denture Brett Pelosi, grooming gangs, and various pedo power players who make Bryan Singer blush with predatory anticipation. Another holla for raising the roof! Holla, long time! Who else is gonna give holla to my material if I'm not going to my own podcast? So, fuck you, dumb Deli Mook! Holla! You wish you generated a laugh off the cuff ever from just being your boring blood rates up. Holla! Thank you very much! Glad I got that off my chest. Again, how is Trump a coward, Popovich? I understand, like, you showing your face in public is pretty brave. Obviously, looking at your acne scars were, like, on par with, like, Charles Bukowski, regardless of any fictitious embellishment necessary in the first place. Ah! But again, how is Trump a coward, Popovich? If you don't like an interview question, you suck like a tenured college professor forced to admit Russian collusion tales with less legs than Lieutenant Dan don't exist, knowing a hologram of freaking Drago never appeared in the voting booths demanding, vote Trump or I'll break you. Moron! ABC interviewing Hunter Biden. Did you ever tell your father that a vice president swimming nude in his Delaware home with Secret Service around was a bad look? Regardless if he boasted about being bigger than Boogie Border Obama or not. Are you into sniffing little girls' hair like daddy, or is that too pedestrian for a spoiled cokehead degenerate like yourself? Would you feel like less of a scumbag if your brother's dead wife made a move on you first? You're like the pussy jealous brother from Rudy, with an American Express black card to match your soul, Hunter. Where have you been, Hunter? Hunter replies, doing more bumps. Hearing last call from the bathroom stall. For my birthday, when my coke dealer said blow, I snorted the cake. Oh! I can't take no more! Thank you very much! It's very rewarding when you're able to get mileage out of cocaine material that your younger brother initially inspired. Like, it's been like 2 decades in the making. So, listen, I don't wish for my brother to struggle with his demons that, force him to use my parents' ATM card for endless supply of blow before they sent him to boarding school, because he didn't give him a choice. But parents didn't really think that one through. It's like, oh yeah, this makes sense. Let's send our son to an all-Christian boarding school so my son can be persecuted for being Jewish, have a bunch of rich Gentiles with even more money flick pennies at his ankles during his forced mass, which he had to attend to, accepting Jesus Christ and his Lord and Savior, which Jews don't believe in because the Messiah was supposed to usher in world peace. That hasn't been our universal reality. Last time I checked, no offense, I like the idea. Jesus was the original super Jew. But then we got people like Mel Gibson saying, well, the Jews egged the Romans on. Since when did the Jews have all this power to influence the mob mentality of the Romans? They act like the Jews were like the Twitter mob, that they possess that much power over the freaking Romans. Give me a break. There's something there. I will nail that analogy eventually. But what? The equivalent of Brian. What's his name? I don't even watch him. What? Brian Stelter? Was there an equivalent like a Brian Stelterstein? That shame the Romans? Be like, crucify Jesus! I know you crucify everyone else! What? What, he's a little more ripped than your average Jew? So you're afraid he might retaliate? You giant Roman pussy? So I have no idea if that came out funny or not. But so there's a piece called Poop Shamed Experience. Have you ever been experienced? Well, I know I have. Here we go. Poop Shamed Experience. It's a true story. One time my daughter stepped on her pink ukulele guitar. It's like a Disney guitar. I said, Matilda, you never step on a guitar, ever. Pink ukulele guitar or not. My daughter says, but Jimmy played with his teeth. Didn't he dry hump his guitar in bed at night also, Dada? I can deal without that experience. Can I get a holla for encapsulating the infinite, beautiful hilarity of my daughter, magnified or not, all the time, 24/7. Holla! Comparing the U.S. Border Patrol to Nazis is dumb. Most of them working for ICE or for the U.S. Border Patrol are 5 degrees separation from Menudo. So it's me at home, do it all dad. The majority of the people that work for Border Patrol or ICE are of Hispanic origin. In case that joke didn't compute, dumb Deli Mook. Just clarifying. And I want to clarify something from yesterday, okay? I use the expression fag hag. I don't toss around the expression fag loosely, okay? It was a joke, making fun of de Blasio, talking about how his wife used to be like a full-blown Park Slope lesbo and how that's a marriage of political convenience, okay? Nothing more, nothing less. I'm not Craig Carton over here. I'm not trying to, call some radio show and call like the governor of New Jersey and to expose his gayness. I'm not Gawker doing that to Peter Thiel. That's not who I am, okay? Just to be clear, all right? And last time I checked, Bill de Blasio made it more difficult to expel and suspend a violent ruffian youth in the public schools of New York City. It's made it more difficult than getting Pete Rose elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Okay, just wanted to make that clear. And also, one other thing. I mentioned the two Trump sons, Eric and Don Jr. I do think they're excellent representatives of the president. Super smart, super quick, and they're witty. And I love how much they love their father. I love how much they defend their father. I think it's one of the main reasons why the resistance to the left hates the Trump man so much, because a man is judged by the fruit he bears, and none of his kids are like degenerate, drug addict, complete freak, mushy brain losers of the lowest order. Okay, so they all are excellent children in the sense that they love and respect their father and defend him very well. My only point was that I'm not rushing a beer. I'm not going to be in a rush to have a beer with Eric or Don Jr. Anytime soon. And it's not as if I had reached out to Don Jr. saying, hey, I got this great book, Do It All Dad Does Jokes. I'm being stay-at-home dad shamed by Italian deli owners because I've got material that won't get me a staff writing job in any major show, but that's okay. That's why I wrote the books. But come to think of it, I should do a nice personalized reach out to Don Jr. I would like to see him run for mayor of New York City. And he does got his Twitter game is very impressive. And again, comedians don't, point this out. When I say that they didn't inherit the super charismatic, ultra funny gene from dad, that's what I meant. Meaning that like his father is ha funny. And that's very rare. And the father is like a riff master king. And he is super charismatic. And, those are all reasons for why he's such a powerful, effective public speaker. So that was my only point. I'm going to get back to the jokes, but just wanted to make that clear for my audience. I promise to not do any more over-explaining as if, my audience depends on, whether I insist on sucking off the totality of like good that the two Trump sons represent. But they do represent a lot of good, and they're tremendous fighters, and they learned that from their father, and I respect them wholeheartedly. So I just wanted to make that clear. And again, if you ever want to piss off a resistor Twitter twat, just tell them Ivanka, 2024, the first Jewess female president ever. So let's see what evolved progressive they are then. So, this conversation I had with my wife, do it all dead. I said this has happened a little bit ago. I said to my wife, a massage therapist from Malibu who accused Kevin Spacey of trying to get a happy ending is dead. Wife said, what was the cause of death? And I said, the masseuse insisting Kevin Spacey stick to grabbing men in tights. I don't know, blackmail, threatening to spill the solicitation audio to WikiLeaks, ratting on a made gay actor in the Malibu Mafia. How is Trump encourage racism, Jimmy Carter? Sign up on prison reform, hire Ben Carson to run HUD, take Dennis Rodman's phone calls, give the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Mariano Rivera with a whiff of cocoa butter in the air. Best Jimi Hendrix albums in order. Jimi Hendrix Experience, Electric Ladyland, Band the Gypsies, Jimi Hendrix Blues. My 27-year-old son only requests Jimmy on vinyl. Jimmy, Dada, Jimmy. Today, Jimmy jerking off his guitar shaft will be seen as gay projection. Home. It's a party a while back. It's one of the reasons why we don't have parties anymore. Show with Charlottesville. Over the hill hipster hack. Jimmy was useless in a fight. Do it all dead. On a head full of acid, you be less useful than Jimmy's fluffer. For his turn to spin the bottle of Southern Comfort with Janice during her puberty phase. Giving Greg Popovich a good run for his money. My father actually instructed our DJ at our wedding to stop playing Jimi Hendrix's version of the Star Spangled Banner. And it was the wedding was at this beautiful sculpture garden outside of Woodstock. And my only response to that after the fact is not disrespecting my father, but calling the truthful reality of the situation. And what's that? No offense, Ted. You're a fake news hippie. You've also lived in Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona, for 8 years, and still hasn't been to the Grand Canyon. Fake news hippie. That's it. Case closed. So I was at home with my daughter. Daughter says, Dad is snippy because he's on Adderall. And Dad says, no, I'm snippy because I'm sick of being on Sandwich the Tail for you kids 3 years in a row without any relief in sight. Mama working on warming up on the couch isn't helping. The only plausible assertion in the fake news Kavanaugh sexual assault story is that the only way he'd ever stick his penis in Ford's direction is if someone shoved it into her general direction after a failed frat jerk on the couch prior. Abortions just fell to the lowest rate since 1973. Sarah Silverman has made it easier for fat hipsters to just say no, especially when they have to pull out early anyway from excessive meat sweats. Aaron Sorkin declares Trump dumb again. Dude, you haven't written an entertaining movie since A Few Good Men. And without the Jack cameo, the movie ends up flatter than Ashton Kutcher after Demi got her Botox and her drooping neck. Can I get a holla? For a Gen X reference, that's still sexy. Now that Demi's got a new book out, revealing the fact that they used to have 3 ways with Demi. Holla! Very sexual, exciting fact to reveal. Holla! Kanye's new album is Jesus is King. Technically speaking, if Jesus is the real Son of God, doesn't that make him a prince? Does God bequeath the throne to Jesus in the New Testament? Is Kanye making Bible freestyle alterations during his Sunday sermons or what? According to the New York Times, poop shaming women at work is a thing now. Hey Carol, light a match. Use a Starbucks across the street from Dwayne Reed. Just don't stink up the bathroom like you've been in and out of love with your husband for 9 years. This is the Do It All Dad Year podcast. Dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. Controlling our kids' economy can make our kids great again. Go Yankees, and I'll talk to you guys soon.